Awesome. So, hi, Kathleen. This is Louis.
Hi,
High
Louis.
five.
Hi.
Well, welcome everybody. Kathleen and I were super honored to be invited by Victoria to speak today. We're here to share things. We want to hear about you and what your challenges are. But let's first ask Kathleen to introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Kat from the Giving Tuesday team. I am the Director of Digital Strategy at Giving Tuesday, and that means that I study and teach others how to use digital tools to move people to action. In my abundant spare time, I am a professor at New York University. I helped launch a new digital fundraising certificate that's going to start up in the spring that I'm pretty excited about. But before that, I have to pull off Giving Tuesday, which is happening in 18 days. But who's counting?
Oh my goodness! So there's just a World Giving Day, Worldwide Giving Day for you.
Yeah. For those who may not know, in case it's helpful to provide the background, our team started this back in 2012. Um, and it was kind of a simple idea. It was a very simple idea, in fact. What if we created a day to encourage people to do good? Here in the United States, we have a couple of really like consumerist driven holidays that happen right around Thanksgiving time, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And our team said, what if we created a day to kind of flip that narrative on its head and celebrate all the ways that we can give instead of get? So, over these past 9 years, this idea has really grown into a global movement. It started in the US. We're now in 80 different countries. That means that they lead official Giving Tuesday movements in 80 different countries, but really, activity takes place in every single country and territory in the United States. And it's inspiring millions and millions of people to give, to collaborate, to share, to help, to heal our world. And so we're more excited about it than ever this year.
Lovely. So it's okay to call you Kat?
Please.
Wonderful. So I already got goosebumps from what you said. So
Oh,
I was I'm super honored to be here with you.
likewise.
I'm a minor fundraiser at a little college in the United States. I started a group about 18 months ago, 15 months ago, called the Donor Participation Project.
Cool.
And we're already at over 1,000 fundraisers. It's kind of a grassroots effort. We meet monthly or more to discuss, what gets people to give. And as you have, I'm sure, lived, even through the growth of Giving Tuesday, in some countries there are less and less people giving to nonprofits every year, right? So I think the topic today is super important.
I don't know. We're finding more and more people giving to nonprofits, especially now.
Tell me about that.
We operate a data department, right?
Mm-hmm.
Giving Tuesday is the largest philanthropic data hub of all time. We, long story short, strong armed every donation platform into providing us their data, not just for Giving Tuesday, but they give that to us year round. And that's what we
Mm-hmm.
do the other 364 days out of the year. We study donor trends, giving trends, what's likely to happen. We're seeing more and more new donors come into the fold.
Lovely.
Recurring donors seem to be dropping off, but new donors are coming in to replace them. And we don't find that at all surprising when you think about the way that people respond to things like crisis, disasters. They give. It's a way that they feel like they have agency in their lives and in their community. It's a natural human response uh, to crises. And so these past few years, we've been seeing an abundance of generosity happen. Giving Tuesday last year is probably the primary example of that. People gave $2.5 billion in 24 hours to US organizations because of everything that happened last year.
That's amazing. So I'd love to hear from folks in the audience. Is Giving Tuesday big in your country? Are you planning to include it as part of your fundraising efforts during year end? So please do chat in here. It's so funny, Kat. This is totally improvised. We're making this all up. So everybody, please be patient with
Yep.
us. But let me ask you about this. something we've kind of discovered in our group in the donor participation project is that we've had the way you communicate is really important. And that
Absolutely.
some nonprofits kind of fall into this just one way mode of communication that doesn't really work for people anymore. What do you see in your ginormous data?
I mean, we see a lot. You can't treat your donors like they're an ATM. You have to communicate with them in a way that's inviting them to become part of your community. That's absolutely critical. So we hear this complaint about Giving Tuesday a lot. We'll hear, well, oh, it's just a fundraising day. It's just a fundraising day. Well, if you're treating it just like a fundraising day, you're doing it wrong. Giving Tuesday is a day where there's an absolute groundswell of everyday people who are looking to give in any way that you're allowing them to give. And your opportunity on Giving Tuesday is to leverage and harness that energy that's already happening. You want to invite people in whatever capacity they're able to offer to you, especially now, right? And you have to give them the agency to create that kind of change.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So let me throw more ideas at you, Kat, because you have.
Please keep going. I could go all day.
This is so much fun. You have just such fantastic knowledge and experience. So we had a professor come and speak to us. He was an expert in nonprofit communications, and one of the suggestions he had was that communication should really be much more frequent than nonprofits are typically doing, as in a whole lot more.
Absolutely. Yes. Did I interrupt you? Because I'm in.
No, if the answer is yes, then we can go on.
Yeah, the answer is you're absolutely not communicating with your supporters in your communities nearly enough. In the early days of Giving Tuesday, we would get this complaint about Giving Tuesday too. Oh, it's a day that I get all of these emails. Well, 2 days before, you just got all of these emails from the Gap and whoever else is trying to sell you pants on Black Friday. We need to be taking a cue from for-profits in that regard. There are more things we can be doing with targeting our folks. There's more that we can be doing with simply getting more communication out there. In the old days, they used to say it takes like 7 touches to convert somebody to action. These days, it's something like 27. There's so much noise, and it's not noise in a bad way. It's not noise amongst nonprofits. You're not competing with other nonprofits. You're only talking to your donors. So that's another myth and notion that I'd like to dispel. This is not about you competing with other nonprofits. Yes, there is a lot of noise on Giving Tuesday. Your opportunity is to become a part of that. And be inviting your donors into this groundswell.
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of picture it as a day where you're in a boat and you have the wind in your back, right?
That's a great way to put it. That's a great way to put it. And you need to start getting your donors prepared for this now. So if you haven't already sent out your November 30th, Giving Tuesday is coming, save the date email, I'd strongly recommend that everyone do that as soon as they get out of this meeting. I'd strongly encourage you to add a calendar invite to that email. I don't know about you, but if it's not on my calendar, it's not happening. We had a calendar snafu a couple of minutes ago. I thought I was supposed to come today, but apparently I'm supposed to come Monday. Don't let that happen to you. November 30th is the day. Literally send them a calendar invite. The same way that you send your colleague a calendar invite to attend a meeting, you're going to do the same thing. You need to make sure that you're not copying, that your donors can't see each other's invitations. So you want to be careful with that. They don't need to see each other's email addresses. There's a button that you check on Google Calendar that says do not show each other's emails. You need to make sure you press that. But if this is not on, if it's not on your supporters' calendars, it's not happening. So
that's a really good idea. And Kat, there are also free tools out there, right, where you can generate a link that people, then you just put in an email.
Those are even better. They're not generally free. They're usually a minimal cost, but worth it. And the opportunity there is that it'll let your supporter pick which calendar they use. If they have an iPhone or an Android or whatever, it'll let them pick which type of calendar invitation they receive. Those are great.
Awesome. So
Ad event, I think eventful is another one of them, but it's critical. You have to. If it's not on their calendar, it's not happening.
So what I love is that we're talking about a really big topic. So how do you build and scale a solid grassroots fundraising effort? But then we're getting into the really nitty gritty. And that's what I find so much, that the success or failure of these things really is there's a lot of craft in it, right? You know, and how you do it.
Absolutely. That's how you do it. And what you're doing here is you're building a movement for your cause. It's not just about gathering dollars. It's about giving people agency to build this groundswell for your cause so that they're more likely to participate with you later on throughout the year. You need help all year long. Our data shows that the folks who come into your organization through Giving Tuesday are more likely to stay the rest of the year. They're more likely to give to you again in the spring. They're more likely to donate goods to you, services, pro bono help, volunteer with you, all of those things. It's an immense opportunity.
Awesome, Kat. So, trick question. So, the folks that are joining us today, who I believe there's from all over the world, should they just get their Giving Tuesday donors, send them an email, thank you, and forget about them?
Oh, absolutely not. Terribly missed opportunity if you do that. Okay, so what you want to do is we have a Thank You Wednesday is the day after Giving Tuesday.
Oh, great idea.
If you look at the hashtag Thank You Wednesday, you're going to find all kinds of examples of what you should be doing the day after Giving Tuesday. You can send them a really short video. It doesn't have to be fancy. People prefer a video that's shot on your cell phone these days. Email them a video thank you. Send them a little graphic. Text message them or WhatsApp them if that's what you do and if that's how you communicate with your folks. You have to thank them. For folks who are new to your organization, I strongly recommend setting up like an automated once a week email that you send just to the new folks to your organization to provide them all of the stuff that they might have missed, how your organization got started, where you've been, what's the impact that you've been making and where it is that you're going. And during the course of those 6 or 7 emails, however many it is, offer them opportunities to plug in at various points. Maybe there's an event that you have coming up, or maybe you could use help with this, that, or the other thing. Do not forget about your donors.
Awesome. So we're covering so many of the points that I had prepared my meeting notes very carefully for today.
Oh, look at you.
And and so we've talked
We're doing it, Louis.
We've talked about communications, about communicating frequently, about communicating in an authentic manner. So this is where I see lots of nonprofits, like we get stuck. The quality control, there's 1,000 people that need to look at things, right? And you just said, just do something on your cell phone, just get it out, right?
Get it out. Just get it out. You don't have the time. Now, you've got 18 days. So if that's your organization and you have an ED who needs to see everything, you've got 18 days. We have templates for you. If you go to canva.com/Giving Tuesday, we have an abundance of Canva templates for you. Adapt those. Don't just hit press and go on them. Adapt them. Change them to your color. Insert your organization logo. Put some photos in there. Adapt them and make them your own. We have toolkits. We have social media toolkits that are copy pastable stuff. Use that as the backup plan. You still really want to make sure that you're being authentic and explaining what it is that your organization does and your impact. But as a backup, I've got some stuff there for you that might help make your life a little easier.
Okay. I don't know if everybody's, pinned. Okay. It's a little bit obnoxious there, but maybe I don't know if people are seeing what I'm seeing, but I'm kind of covered by that comment. But so authentic, make your communications participatory, right? So it's not, ask people, start a community, start a Facebook group, that type of thing. What do you have any success stories of organizations that you work with that are kind of really
100,000, too many success stories to even tell you about. And it runs the gamut from really, really tiny organizations to absolutely immense organizations. We get this complaint about Giving Tuesday a lot, that the only ones who are successful are the really large organizations who have budgets for Facebook ads and all of this other stuff. And that's simply not true. The ones who have the most success on Giving Tuesday are the really tiny one-person shop because you're able to produce authentic communication
There
that
you
the
go.
larger organizations just frankly aren't able to do, no matter how much budget they have. Especially now, donors are
Mhm.
clamoring to give to small groups who are focused on helping marginalized communities and go all in on that.
Absolutely. And it doesn't have to be like super hard, right? Even just getting on a
Oh,
Zoom and recording yourself, kind of like we're talking right now, no, interviewing your ED or something.
totally, totally. And you can press go live on Facebook, and you could do that all day long. You could
Mm.
interview your clients, you could interview your staff, you could interview your donors. Why, ask them what it is that makes them want to give to your organization. Why do they love your organization so much? We know that people give to people and not to organizations, right? So one of your biggest opportunities is to bring in your biggest supporters to help you talk about your cause. That's doing a lot of things. That's giving you the social proof that you need to convince other people to give to you. It's also exposing your organization and your mission to a larger, that next circle of network. Because if you're asking your folks to post on their social networks about why it is that they give to you, their friends and family are seeing that too. So that's how you get to the new supporters.
Awesome. And I love how you refer to this idea of having concentric circles of supporters. So start with your inner circle, those who are most
Yep.
closest to you, ask for their help and gifts and commitments and ambassadorship on social media, right? And then
Yep.
let that extend outward. Is that kind of the
Exactly.
concept?
Exactly. That's the key to Giving Tuesday.
Aha. So we're hearing the secrets now, huh? The Giving
Secrets
Tuesday
now.
secrets. Straight from the horse. Um, let's see what else. So I have another curveball for you. Another obsession in our donor participation project conversations is monthly giving.
Ah,
Um, what? How
good.
does
It's a
Giving
good
Tuesday?
strategy.
I
It's
know
great.
how does Giving Tuesday play into? I know Giving Days tend to be like one-time gifts. What do you see? What are the trends?
I
Just
mean, they don't have to be. We think that Giving Tuesday should be every single Tuesday. So that
yeah.
may be a little bit too much to ask of your donors, but I see a lot of nonprofits who will launch a monthly giving campaign on Giving Tuesday. They'll say something like, our goal is to obtain 15 monthly givers or 50 monthly givers, wherever it is that you are. And they'll launch that, kick it off on Giving Tuesday and say, we want you to give this on this Tuesday once a month. Um, and people are into it. It works.
Awesome.
You
So I
have
just
you have to set a goal for yourself for Giving Tuesday. This is only tangentially related. No matter what it is, set yourself a goal, even if it's just an internal goal. If you're out to get a certain number of new donors, if one of your goals is to bring in a certain number of monthly givers, if your goal is to reach a certain dollar amount for a certain program, whatever it is, make sure that you have a goal, because that'll help your staff get on board. If you're willing to bring that goal public, it's a good thing that helps bring your community on board too. A good challenge.
Absolutely. And it's like any campaign, right? You don't want to start at zero the morning of Giving Tuesday. Try to get some traction in advance from that inner circle of yours, right? It's key
Yeah,
to
from
staying
that
there.
inner circle, from your board. That's another common tactic. Folks will have their board either provide the seed money for that, because it is really great to start that thermometer a
Mm-hmm.
little bit higher that morning. Or they'll have their board provide like a matching pool. That's been another
Mm.
really popular tactic lately, which is great. Any incentive is a great reason for folks to give.
Make your life easier, right? Kat, I think this is 20 minutes long today, but I don't know if there are folks out there who would like to ask questions or who want to take advantage of having you here today. Um, And if not, well, I guess we'll just wait for Victoria to provide further direction and instruction. This has been amazing. I can't say how.
Yeah, thanks for doing this. I appreciate it. I'm sorry if I came in and bulldozed whatever it is y'all
Oh
are
no, no, no!
aiming to talk about, but
We covered exactly what we were going to talk about. So
I'm
communicate
glad.
frequently, authentically, in a participatory manner around your purpose. Then organize Giving Tuesday like a campaign, right? I think I'm
Yep.
summarizing a little bit what we discussed.
That's exactly, and I think that's the thing that people miss about Giving Tuesday. This is just everything that you should normally be doing.
Exactly.
But it's a really great chance to experiment too. Most organizations that participate in Giving Tuesday experiment with something that's new to them. In the early days in 2012, digital fundraising was brand new to everybody. So that was the thing that everyone was experimenting with. Now it's things like we're going to experiment with accepting cryptocurrency, or we're going to experiment with TikTok or a new social platform or something. It's a great reason to try something new. So I'd encourage you all to do that. And then lastly, just think about this as the bigger opportunity here. We didn't start Giving Tuesday. We didn't say to ourselves, let's start the Guinness World Record-breaking day of crowdfunding. That's not what we were out to do. What we're out to do is create a society that's more conducive to radical generosity, a society that believes that my own suffering is as intolerable to me as anyone else's suffering. And we believe that generosity is the key to tearing down any kind of social inequities that are happening in our world. We need radical generosity first, and the Giving Tuesday movement is helping us get there.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Kat. I hope we can connect.
It's absolutely my pleasure.
Thank you so much, Louise.
Thanks for having me, Victoria.
Before you go, Catherine, can you please tell our international audience how Giving Tuesday work internationally? I know most of the time
same way
they think Giving Tuesday is United States. Can you share a success story of how they can start or how they can build the movement internationally?
Yes, it operates exactly the same way. So yes, while the United States has been at this for 10, we've had 10 years in the United States of Giving Tuesday. A lot of other nations have 1, 2, 3 years, and it takes a while to build up things like awareness, as you know, in your own organizations. It takes a while. So some countries are farther along than others. You want to go to givingtuesday.org/global. If you don't remember the URL, just go to givingtuesday.org. It's very clear. You're going to see a map there that shows all of the countries that have official movements. And all that means is that they have a person there's a person in your country who has raised their hand, and they are the official leader in Giving Tuesday. You want to get in touch with those folks. Most of them have websites like givingtuesdayitaly.org and givingtuesdaykenya.org. Go there, get connected with your local leader. You're going to find all kinds of things. They have all the materials translated into a bunch of different languages. They have tips and tricks for how to harness generosity that's localized, because generosity looks different in different cultures. The way we set Giving Tuesday up from the beginning, we wanted it to be a distributed movement. The United States is not the central organizer of Giving Tuesday by any means. It's all of these country leaders. Every single one of you are leaders in the Giving Tuesday movement. That's who's pulling all of this off. So get connected with your country. They do workshops throughout the year on a variety of topics. Everything is free. Everything having to do with Giving Tuesday is absolutely free. We don't charge for anything, any of our resources, any of our workshops, none of that. We don't believe in doing that. So everything's free, givingtuesday.org. And I hope to see everybody participating this year.
Thank you, Louise and Catherine, for coming on. And there's going to be a lounge where people can, chat with you guys. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Victoria.